Hello and welcome. My name is Caroline. I'll be leading you in this class today. We'll focus on shoulder mobility, our hamstrings, the back of our legs, and our hips also. So find a comfortable seat. It can be kneeling like this in Virasana, or you can sit cross-legged or in a chair if you prefer. And then we'll open with some breath work, diaphragmatic breathing. I'll talk you through some breaths as you breathe in through your nose. For 3 counts, you'll hold for 2 and exhale for 5. 4, 3, 2. Inhale for 3. Hold for 2 and exhale for 5. Out of your nose, just gentle, steady breath. Inhale, retain for 2, and exhale for 5. One more like that. Inhale, hold, and exhale for 5. And as you flutter your eyelids open, so the props today we'll use is just a towel. So if you have a couple of towels, a hand towel or a big towel, go ahead and get them now. And we'll begin back to our seat. Draw your shoulders up to the ears, give them a big squeeze in. And as you exhale out, you'll roll your shoulders back and down. Do that a couple of times. Breathe in, lift your shoulders up to the ears, exhale them back and down. Start to move think like a locomotive of a train, your shoulders. It's so sticky and tight, so see if you can feel all these little sounds, even hear the sounds, but feel your bones like moving in the space. So like a locomotive, I like to think of the train. That's it. And Joe Balance will be leading us with some music today as we practice this being present on your mats, on your towel, on the floor. Staying low to the ground, and then we'll do some standing poses also. And then place the heel of your hand right here on the top of your thigh. I want you to push down really mindfully and then squeeze your shoulders up to the ears like you have no neck. As you breathe in, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. As you exhale, just let it out. That's it. Again, breathe in, take the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let it out. Take your arms and give yourself a big squeeze, a big hug. Stack one elbow on top of the other. Try to wriggle your fingers back to your shoulder blades here and spread your shoulder blades. And then just draw like a line up and down, flossing your shoulders out. Open here. And let's do the other side. So just stack the opposite arm on top. Just take your shoulder blades apart and then floss up and down. That's it. So you're just recognizing where your shoulder blades are here. Take the hands onto the shoulders and just start to make some circles with the elbows. So if you find that your seat is not comfortable anymore, of course, go ahead and switch it and maybe sit cross-legged on the edge of your bed. Just draw the elbows in together, round. Again, feeling how much rotation you have in your shoulders. It's just information. This is your practice today, so go slow. Take your time. Slow is hard sometimes, especially when we move so quick all the time. And we're in this room today. Just see if you can be present for the next 45 minutes. And take any poses to relax your mind. So child's pose I offer, but that might not be for you. So if you just need to sit tall or pause and do some breathing, feel free. Sit and then take the arms out wide, and this time you tap the back of your shoulders and open wide. So opposite arm on top. Just 2 more like that. And last one, and hold. Okay, come off the seat that you're sitting on, and we'll lay on our back. So I'll have my hand towel. If you don't have a belt, usually we use a yoga belt here. If that's unavailable, just use the hand towel. I'll switch this way. I'll lie on my back and just check in with the spine. So if you have your hair tied like this and it's irritating to you, just tie something on the top of your head or lower down in the ponytail. But just make sure that your head is not yanking back, just have your gaze straight up. And I'll hold the edges of my mat, roll the shoulders under, walk the feet so they're about under the knees here. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let your pelvis come up. And then come down. Breathe in, let your pelvis come up, pause, and exhale, let it down. So a little flowing as the music starts to kick in and your breath work comes in. You just develop this practice for you. So we won't be moving too fast today, but when we do build a little bit of heat, just notice if you need to slow down or speed up, okay? There's lots of offerings that I will give you to regress or progress in the practice, and as the classes go on, the same thing. The next time you come into this bridge, I want you to bend your elbows and have your palms facing each other. Push the backs of the arms into the ground, breathe. And then take your fingers and I want you to take your hip points and your rib cage, close them together here. And you should feel that firing of introducing ourselves to our hamstrings. Go a little bit higher and then roll down each bone of your spine one at a time. Grab your hand towel, whatever you have. If it's a belt, great. Hand towel or a piece of clothing, okay? Just have it here beside us. I'm going to take my left leg into my chest. Start with the ankle, roll your ankle. So these get so sticky here from walking. So we're going to start to circumduct the ankle, nice big circles, and then reverse. And if I don't cue for you to breathe, of course we have to breathe, right? But do notice how your breath is. Is it easeful? Is your breath fast? Just try to slow down, and this test helps with the nervous system as well. Checking in. Alright. Then start to straighten the leg any amount. Have the toes pointing towards the shin. So if your leg's not straight here, just straighten your arms. There should be a nice space here, depending on the length of your limbs. Okay, everyone will be different. And we'll roll our ankle again. Okay. Keep the knee bent, and I'm going to take my leg, bend it, and take the knee outside of my rib cage as much as I can. You can take the head and shoulders off the ground and hold on to the outer foot here. And this is when the towel comes in. We are going to take it and use it in a minute. But if you feel like you can't reach the leg, take the towel over your foot right now. And as I hold the pinky side of my foot, I'll draw my knee in, really getting into the side, the back of the thigh. Breathe here. Navel scoops down. That's it. Keep the knee bent for now and just open that knee a little bit wider. That's it. One more breath. So it's a half happy baby. Okay, and then take the other leg in, and I want you to point the toe to the sky, flex the toes, have the shin here, use the core here, start to drop the leg down. Now you might just stay here and this is fine for you today, or you can go a little further. But what happens when you go further, maybe this leg will drop. Try to keep it and maintain this action here and notice the firing more of the hamstring. And then you can look up at that other leg and reach for the other leg, scoop the navel down, a little ab work here. And drop the head and shoulders down. Bend the knee again. Drop this leg down. And pause. So we'll come to the other side and then we'll straighten the leg in a moment. But first I'm going to bend here. Just open the knee out to the side straight away and then flex your toes towards your shin. So again, you might come up. You can use the hand towel if you need to pull. Gently tug the knee down. This just helps you to have more room. It's like an extension of your arm, I like to say. And I'll have the pinky pointing towards the shin. My foot is like it's stomping the ceiling, but the ceiling's coming to me. So bring that knee outside the rib cage and just hold for a second. And just feel how that stretch feels outside the thigh. Your hamstrings, getting some loving and awakening them. And drop your shoulders down from the ears, keep gazing up. Breathe. And then just like the other side, I'll take the foot off the ground. Straighten the leg up to the sky. You can have a micro bend of course too, but then I'll flex my toes and use my abdominals here to scoop my navel down. It's a bit of a ab work already, what we're doing. So Go as far as you feel like you're not arcing underneath the spine, because this is what happens trying to maintain the plugging down of your belly button. And keep going. Maybe your head and shoulder can lift here. Reach for your leg. Pause. Keep the knee as close to the outer ribs as you can. Keep reaching up for 3, 2, relax the head, and 1. Pause. Take the knees down. Take the knees together, feet as wide as the mat, and then just fold your knees from side to side. Windshield wiper legs. That's it. Okay. Now grab your towel. Option R is that to keep the right knee bent as your left leg comes in, but I will offer to straighten it at some stage. Okay, so this pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, is hand to foot pose. And we're going to use a towel today instead of a strap. But if you have a strap, take it. I'll bend my knee to hook the towel outside my foot. And before we start to straighten the leg, I just want you to floss the foot here. It's just like a movement of the towel. You're building some heat on the foot. That's it. We're standing on our feet all day, so it's nice to give some loving. Okay, and then you can wrap the towel smaller if you want, but I'll place it around the ball of the foot or the arch as well. And I'll start to straighten the leg any amount here. So my arms, depending on the length of your towel, you might have shorter arms, a longer leg, vice versa. But I want to hold it like I'm holding horse reins, okay? Walk your head and shoulder up. Plug the belly button down like we did before. I'm going to keep walking up until I almost reach the foot. Just walk up, walk up, walk up. And then push your foot into the towel, flex the toes. Drop the head, turn your inner elbows towards your face and pause. Okay, just feel that hamstring awaken. Now you can keep this knee bent the whole time, or you can start to straighten the leg. If this leg is straight, the leg closer to you. Breathe, flex both feet so the toes are pointed towards your shin. Look down at the other foot, and you can bring it out to the side a few inches here. Just hold, and then like a pendulum, I want you to let your leg move from side to side. So this is a big pose in itself. And 1. Now hold on to the towel. It's a big grip. It might be a thick towel, but it's good for the wrists. I'll hold it with my left hand. So left hand, left leg. And give your thigh a push away for a moment and flex the feet a little more. So if this is not straightening for you, you can absolutely keep this knee bent. It doesn't matter. I'm not concerned about this leg being straight. It's just in my practice, so I'll straighten it. And I'm going to take my arm out to a nice half a T here. Start to open your leg any amount to the left side. So you're opening here, breathing. And if you need to bend your knee, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, keep the leg straight. Don't let the leg drop. Keep turning your obliques. So use your core here, one oblique towards the other as you turn and open here. Breathe. Exhale, let the leg go a little further and then take it back up. And we'll slowly switch hands. So switch hands. From here, my hand goes out. I use my core as I drop the leg out to the side. Don't go all the way, just pause around 2/3 of the way. And feel that outer glute fire. Feel your hamstrings straighten the leg as much as you can, breathing in. And then come back to center. Now keep the leg lifted, take the other leg straight away and place it in the towel. Bend both knees, straighten the legs and pause. Just feel that openness. Turn your inner thighs forward. So my inner thighs are moving forward. That may straighten the leg a bit more. But again, even if you can be here, don't. Try to sit on your lumbar spine and have your low back spread. That's it. Just to transition to switch, I'm going to take my left leg out and keep my right leg up. Drop the leg on the ground. Now, if this towel is hurting your hands at all, you can just give your hands a little loving here and just move your hands. And first, before we start this side, I want you to straighten and bend a few times. Just pump the leg. And then we'll do the same thing we did on the other side. Give the slide on the foot. You can bend the knee while you're doing this and have the towel a bit closer. Just some traction action to know with your foot that you know that something's going to happen as well. It's nice to give some movement, build a heat, and again, our feet need this. Self-massage is a beautiful thing to give to yourself. Okay, here we go. So again, hands on the side of the towel like you're holding onto reins of a horse. And then push your leg into the towel rather than pulling the leg down. Okay, this is an easy thing to do. So I want you to push up. Breathe in. And your elbows face each other or turn them towards your head. So just having some space to your shoulders, because this is a tendency, just try to drop the shoulders down from the ears. And from here, I either keep the leg bend or straighten the leg, okay? And notice what happens when you straighten the leg. Maybe this leg will come forward. So if you need to bend it, keep it bent. Take a breath in and then take the towel with your right hand. So for me, this towel is quite thick, it's challenging, but it's really good for your wrists. You'll be opening plenty of cans. Okay, I'll take my palm out, palm faces down just to stop me from falling up, and then start to take the leg out any amount. So you might be here today and the left hip has a tendency to come up as my leg goes out. It's okay, let that happen. But do try to plug the bone down a little. Open up to the side, toes turn up in that left leg or your knee points up, and even turn it out a little. Use your core here to turn your right oblique towards your left as the leg goes out. Keep reaching, chest pointing to the sky. Breathe in. And as you exhale, slowly control, bring the leg up. Switch your hands, which would be nice after holding it for so long. Take the arm out and just a little bit. You could go all the way across if that's in your practice too. But I like to take my finger into this thigh bone and push it away a little. And then take the leg across. And that's plenty for me today. But again, you might go all the way. But if you do go all the way, you know that you have to come back up again. So think about that before you drop the leg. There's no harm in it, but try to hover your leg off the ground. Turn the chest up. Maybe you go a little lower. And use your obliques here as you turn the leg up to the sky. Breathe in. Let go of the towel, keep the leg lifted. Take the other leg to meet. That's it. Reach your arms up, reach your legs towards your toes, towards the hands and paws. That's it. And then slowly drop the legs, give yourself a squeeze. And start to make circles with the knees. So I'm holding the knees, making circles. You can do clockwise first and then reverse the circles. Take another happy baby. So this time a double happy baby. I take my knees wide, bend, stack my shin bones over my knee, hold on to the outer toes if you can reach them. You might have to slip the shoulders and head, and then take the knees into the armpits. Nice. So while we're here, we'll do a little core work. Reach the arms back behind you and lengthen the legs forward. And just notice how the legs feel. Breathe in as you reach in opposite direction. Right, and then take your arms out to a wide T here. I'll have my palms facing down. You can face them up too. I'm going to take my legs into a tabletop position. And then take the head and shoulders down. I want you to scoop the navel into the spine. So again, there's no space here. It might mean bringing your knees closer, or you can bring them just over the hips, okay? So depending on the control here, I'm going to have mine a little more forward and flex my toes. So tabletop legs, arms down. Ab work. So I'm going to take my knees and twist to the left and turn my chest to the sky. Go as low as you can. Don't drop the knees, though. Hover. Inhale. So let's do some core and come back to center. And then I'll come to the other side. Hover, turn, and come back up. Another one from the other side. Hover and come back up. Squeeze the knees together. So as I lift my legs, I'm going to push the bottom knee up to the top knee to pick it up. And you can stay at this for another 2, but I'm going to progress. And I'll straighten the top leg, pause, turn, breathe, bend the knee and come back up. Come to the other side, pause with both bent knees. And then the top leg is going to straighten, turn the chest, bend and come back up. Okay, options, take that again, or maybe make it a bit harder and straighten both legs. Woo, and come back up. Other side, straighten both legs. Bend and come back up. So do one more of anything that you'd like to do. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, hold whatever you're doing. Exhale and come back up. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Roll to the left side. Stack your shoulders. Push yourself up onto a tabletop position. Okay, so we'll get rid of our props, just a towel, what you have, anything available. I'll place my hands under my shoulders and start to articulate the spine, so some cat-cow. Inhaling as you look up, exhaling to round. Breathe in to look up, exhale to round. As you progress, come into downward dog. I'm going to come into child's pose first to check out the length of my down dog. Lead your hands forward, keep the hips back here. Arms are straight as an arrow, and this is about approximate length of my downward dog will be. So my hands are reaching forward. I'm going to tuck my toes under, keep the knees bent, lift the hips up and back to downward dog with knees bent. Let the head hang, straighten one leg and then the other. Pedal your legs out, turn your fingers out slightly. And then come high into the toes, lift the heels. Keep the hips lifted as you drop the heels simultaneously. That's it. Do that again. Lift the heels. Breathe in. Exhale. Heels down. One more inhale. Lifting the heels nice and tall. Exhale. Come down. Rolling forward to a plank. Get some strength here. Spread the shoulders apart. Hold. As you exhale, transition to downward facing dog. Rolling forward. And come back. Now walk your feet slowly to your hands. Go as slow as you can. You bend your knees a lot here. Try to keep the palms flat until you can't anymore and you can come up to your fingertips. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to shin bones, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your hands to your waistline. Squeeze your elbows in. Come up to stand with a lifted chest, lifted chin, and come all the way to stand. Interlock your hands behind you, pull your knuckles down. Puff your chest up, look up. That's it. Come into chair pose, reach your arms forward, Utkatasana. Exhale, folding forward. Fingertips in front of your knees. Gonna step your left foot back into a lunge here. And pause. High lunge, okay, so fingertips first. I want you to heel toe your foot up a little wider. Notice your back knee. I want you to straighten your back knee and look forward. Bend the front knee, pause. Scoop the belly up. As you prepare to stand, keep your gaze like this. And just use your feet to stand up into a lunge. Once you're standing, reach your arms up over the head. Elbows wide, puff your chest, and then interlock your hands again. Straighten the front leg. Pivot on the back foot so you drop your back heel down. Make sure that back hip does not leave you, turn it forward. Okay, and then from here, you can shorten your stance if you need or widen your stance here. Watch those back toes are turned in at 45 degrees. And keep my hands hooked together. You can use your towel as well if you need more space. And I'll start to fold forward. Halfway to begin, roll the shoulders up. Inhale, breathe, and then come a little bit further if that's in your practice. So keep moving that back hip down and pause. And then let the hands touch the ground. Breathe in, exhale, fold forward. Bend the front knee. Pivot on the back foot again into your lunge. And then drop the back knee down. Untuck the toes, take a gentle twist. Keep your left hand down, turn and twist towards that right leg. Sweep the arm over the head, find the ground inside. So I'm going to heel toe my foot to the very edge of my mat. Take your back knee back a couple of inches so you have some space here. And then have your hands on the ground. You can also stack towels here if you need more space. Yoga blocks we use, but books or towels will be fine here. We'll get into the side and hip. Okay, I'm going to take my hands and really unplug my shoulders, so don't let them squeeze together, do the opposite of that. Pause, take some padding under your back knee if you need. And then I look at the knee that's bent and I'm going to turn and look at it and give it a little push open. Like you're looking at gum on the bottom of that foot. Open the bottom of that foot. Pause here, turn, twist, squeeze your shoulder blades together. So nice. Now maintain that openness in that knee, that openness in that foot. I'm going to turn my belly back in this direction. And then I'll walk my hands forward a little. So like a child's pose. Stay here. Roll your eye or your elbow up and maybe drop your forearms towards the ground. Now if this is miles away, just stay here with this lift. I have a big hip stretch, just feels great. Perhaps your elbows touch. And if you want more back toes, you can tuck them and straighten that back leg. Or just keep the knee on the ground. Again, this is your practice. Do what feels good on your body. Just feel stretch. Try to stay in this pose though. It's easy to fidget and get out. Just try to breathe wherever you are. Inhale for 1, exhale. Like a lizard pose. You give yourself like an animal, less rounding, more lengthening. Now as you transition, 2 ways. You can do one hand at a time or try to pick up both elbows and straighten the arm. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders again. Use your hand to close that knee mindfully. Heel toe your foot back in between the hands. Tuck the back toes under, come back into that lunge position. Now I'm going to bend the back knee slightly, bend the front knee, and just give myself a bit of momentum as I step that back foot forward. So go easy, breathe in, 2, and then step forward to a forward fold. Give your legs a little bit. That's it, and give it a shake. Pause, look halfway up as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the hips again. Squeeze your elbows in. Lead with your gaze. And pause. So just stand in Tadasana for a minute and just close your eyes and feel your bones stacking. So this is the foundation. Notice where your feet, and notice the heat that just builds in that right side of the body. Intense. Where's your head? And you just have it bobbing on top of your neck. Where's your pelvis at? Do you feel like you're leaning forward somewhat? So try to have the pelvic basin, I like to say. It's like the water is just sitting in the middle here. So it's not pouring out, it's not leaning back. Find a happy man. And the ribs, where the shoulders relax. And we build heat again on the other side, so let's go. Stepping the left foot back. So be on the back toes to begin. Front knee is bent. And you can go a little bit wider in a stance if you feel wobbly here. First, I'm going to reach my arms up to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, cactus the arms, puff the chest. Interlock the hands the other way, so the awkward way. Straighten the back leg. Straighten the front leg. Pivot in the back heel so you're around heel to heel or wider in alignment. And then move the back hip forward. So as I come down, I want to throw my gaze back slightly. It doesn't have to be completely. Just up by Dristy soft. Hands come down behind, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then start to go forward. So again, micro bend the front knee if this is too much. Try not to lock the knee. Breathe in as you lengthen halfway. Keep drawing the shoulder heads up, squeezing. The back thigh, imagine the bone of your back thigh. I want you to throw that back into the skin here. And then push into the front ball of the foot. Scissor your legs together slightly. Then let the head start to drop. Hands let go as you pause. Breathe in. Exhale, release. Just see how you feel in this pose. You can shimmy your hips from side to side. Letting your head go down a little bit further. Just feeling the front leg. Don't ignore that back hip. It's the body just wants to fall this way. Firm your hips in together, scissor your legs together. Let yourself hang. Inhale, look halfway up. Then bend the front knee. Pivot in the back foot and drop that back knee. So you're in a pretty short stance. Now point the back toes and then turn and twist here for a moment. You're going to look at the front knee. Tuck the back toes under and take the back knee back a few inches here. So you're not on the top of the knee, you're more on the upper part. Use a cushion underneath the knee if you need it. Then take your hand inside. Start to heel toe your foot out. That's it. So you're at the very edge. And I'll drop my hands to surround the inner side of the foot. Okay, pause for a second and then I'll place my hands inside the thigh like the other side. So I push the flesh, squeeze the shoulders back, and then look at the arc underneath your foot, like this gum on the bottom of your foot. So you really can take your thumb as well and give some loving in that arch, like it's super tight. Turn and twist and pause. Okay, and then keep the leg where it's at. Just turn the chest back here in this direction. Walk your hands forward, and this could be a great place for you today. You can stay here. Do your best not to dump down already. Okay, we're staying, we're breathing, we're feeling and telling the body this is okay. This is into the hips. We sit so much, so this is a beautiful pose. This is a variation of lizard. Now I'm going to turn my elbows forward if you like and see if you can drop your forearms at the same time. Breathe in. If they don't come, just come back up. Exhale, release. Again, looking forward, separating the shoulders, and if you want more here, tuck the back toes under and straighten that back leg. Deep hip flexor stretch. See if you can focus on the breath. You can drop that back knee down, no need to have it up. Just letting the hips open here. So we warmed up for this pose in Happy Baby. Warmed our hamstrings. And then to come back up one at a time, or just pick those elbows up, straight arms. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the back toes under, drop the foot. Heel toe the foot back in and then straighten the back leg. Be on your fingertips, round the belly. To transition this time to downward dog, we're going to step the front foot back to meet the other foot. So to do this, I will press my hands down. You can be on your fingertips too, but I need to round my spine. Come onto the tippy toes of the back foot. And then 1, 2, 3, come onto the toes and kick back to plank pose. Downward facing dog. For 3, 2, and then as we come into plank pose, you either lower to chaturanga or drop your knees. So when I come to chaturanga, I want to come high into my tippy toes of the back foot. I look forward, prepare, come into plank. Bend the elbows alongside the ribs, scoop the navel up, go slow as you come all the way to the ground. That's it. Now pause for a second. Take your hands behind your low back. Palms face each other. And then option to interlock the hands here. Lift up to Shalabhasana, press the pubic bone down. Breathe in. Exhale, come down. Take your hands underneath your forehead and sway your pelvis from side to side. That's it. As we stay prone on our bellies here, try to relax and just feel how your body feels with all this work. Take your hands behind your head, so blanket underneath your pubis if you need. Take your hands behind your head and just lift your chest up. And then come down. Inhale, lift up. Keep your feet down or lift your feet off the ground. If your feet are down, you're pushing the toenails into the floor to activate the knees. 2. Now hold here and take your arms out wide. Elbows lift, get into the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Breathe in for 2. 1, tap your fingers down, lift up. Again, your feet can be lifted this whole time. Getting your back strong. Tap. 3, 2, and then sweep back. Come forward, touch the fingers, maybe your thumb touches behind your back, touch back. Again, the legs can be down if this is too much in your low back. 3, 2, and rest the forehead. Stack the opposite hand on top. Sway from side to side. Take the hands alongside the lower ribs, elbows firm in. As you press back to child's pose, keep the knees down, scoop the belly up. Be mindful. 2, and straighten the arms back to a child's pose. Swing your legs around. That's it. Give yourself a nice big hug. And with a gentle twist, so I'll straighten my left leg. Hug your right knee into the body here. And just give it a big squeeze. That's it. And I'm going to place my foot outside of my left thigh. And then I want to turn my body towards the bent knee. You can sit up in a prop under your bum, so sit up in a blanket if you need. Depends on the length of your femur bone, your thigh bone, okay? So you might just stay here. This is a great place to be. And then I'm going to flex the opposite toes. I turn and twist. The back hand, so my right arm is going to come behind me. And I'm going to turn the shoulder back. Now you can stay here, perhaps, or hook that elbow outside. And it just really brings you into this twist a bit more. This is a great place to be too. Half, or you're hooking. Wherever you are, roll both shoulders away from each other. You can start to gaze back behind you if that's in your practice. Sit tall in the spine. Breathe in. Exhale, turn. One more breath like that. Lengthen. And as you exhale, you turn a little bit more. Unwind. And as you do so, we'll do a counter twist. Just keep the leg where it's at. Just fall and bow forward. Come back up. Legs, micro bend the knees here. Just folding forward to Paschimottanasana, not straight legs as we're doing a twist. So I just want you to feel how your body can just explore and fall forward. Just pausing. Come to the other side, right leg is straight as an arrow. Just give the thigh bone a little push down, hug the knee in. So again, sit on a blanket if you feel like you're back here. It's really important to sit tall in this pose. And you can hug here and stay here. There's plenty of options. Just to be here and twist away from that knee is a great place to be also. But if you want more, I'll pick the ankle and wrap it across the thigh bone here. And then I can turn. Back hand, turn your fingers, dial them away from the body, and this will turn the shoulder out. Belly button is moving towards that thigh. Some of you can try to take the shoulder, the elbow, and place it outside of the knee or the thigh bone. If that's unavailable, just stay here. Wherever you are, you're lengthening the spine up. As you exhale, you're twisting and turning, rinsing your spine, lubricating the joints and your below your belly, so what's underneath your spleen, your intestines, gives it a nice squeeze. Think about what's under your belly. Breathing in to lengthen, exhale to twist and turn. And slowly unravel as you back off. Be gentle on yourself. Bend the knees, widen the knees, and then just take yourself into a forward fold. So we are warmed up. If you'd like to try this, Paschimottanasana with legs straight, take your towel again, since it's available. Bend your knees and then place a towel on your feet. Start to straighten one leg and then the other. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. You might grab the outer edges of your feet. Wriggle yourself. This is like a forward fold as you stand. Roll your inner thighs down towards the ground. Exhale to fold. Now, if that's not available, you can stay upright and just hold on here. This towel can be as long as you please. Lengthen your spine. There's no need to round if you don't need to. Take 2 more deep inhales and exhale. When you're ready to come out, we'll settle into our Shavasana. So laying on our back. Take that towel, you can place it under your head just to give your head a little lift, small lift. And as you lie down, be slow with yourself and gentle. Find the space, drop your legs. Hold on to the edges of the mat. I like to tuck my shoulders under a little. And then take your thumbs and pull your head back a few inches. You can take the towel, even doubling it up and placing under your neck, or just all together under your neck. You can feel like a little padding. Just find a comfortable space in your body and wiggle yourself a few times and then let the palms face up. As you prepare to settle, see where the mat is on your body. So what parts of your bones or your flesh touch the ground. Like we began class, we end class with mindful breath. So there's a lot of chatter that can go along in your head and your mind. And showing up and being present into your state of mind. Silencing the mind by breath. It's quite powerful. It doesn't always work because so many thoughts go in and out. If your eyes are not closed, make sure your drishti is soft. And scan your body from head to toe. Stay here as long as you please. Turn the video off if you need more time. It's always welcome throughout the day to find some part of your practice. If you can't make it to class ever as well, just finding in 5 to 10 to 20 minutes of laying down or sitting in a seat. Being present. So yoga is not just about the asanas. It's only a part of it. The breath is a part of it. How you treat people is a huge part of it. But yoga is a walk, yoga is you. Yoga is how you follow your footsteps, how you like to be. So chant 3 ums to end. Breathing in. Inhale. Seal your practice, bow down, and be thankful to you, your inner teacher, who guided yourself through this practice. Namaste.